We've been to Massachusetts, and that means it's time to get in the treehouse. Welcome back in YouTube. It's J Dub and Stefani with you here. Best beers in me. Beer reviews from Maine, New England, and beyond. We're going to be in New England a lot upcoming because we have a ton of treehouse. And we're kicking it off tonight with Haze. Haze is one of their core beers and has always been one of my favorites. Not had it in a year, so I don't know.
You didn't have it last time we went? I didn't have it?
Yeah, that was a year ago.
Oh, I thought you said years.
No, in
Sorry,
a year.
in a year.
I'm not even sure if they had haze. They had very hazy.
Right.
And I got no idea where the fill line is on these for us, but I can smell it from here.
But here's the thing, you know how I feel about Treehouse, so you could give me the lion's share and I'd be okay with that.
So 8.2% regular or double IPA, not regular IPA. And this has always been a delicious beer. Canned on the 20th. Today's the 27th, so a week in the can.
Yeah, very fresh.
So we got only one of these, and we're going to kick right off with it. And it's one of my favorites. This and Doppelganger have always been probably my favorite, like, core.
Yeah, as much
beers
as
by
I like
Treehouse.
Treehouse, Doppelganger isn't one of my favorites.
No, we didn't get any this time, unfortunately. So that pours a nice orangey, citrusy, juicy looking. Very thick haze on that. Murky looking. Can't see anything at all through that for sure.
No.
So typical treehouse looking beer.
Hence the name.
Haze, yes. So haze always used to come in a purple can now. I think you can still get it in a purple can, but this is just a silver can with a purple design.
I kind of like that though. It's kind of eye-catching, that silver. You know, still holding on to a decent head.
Very compact bubbles on
Tight
there.
bubbles.
So very good head on that.
Yep.
You, of course.
I
I
don't
poured
like
it without it, even though this is proper.
I do not like. Maybe I'm not a true beer drinker because I don't like head on my beer.
Well, I want to get the nose on this, so.
Oh.
Big stone fruits, peaches, tangerines,
And get some pineapple.
orange. What fruit can't you smell? Very
It's almost hard.
citrusy and tropical.
It's almost hard to discern what you're getting for fruit notes
Well,
on the
I tell
nose.
ya.
It's so fruity.
Treehouse beers have some of the best noses.
Oh yeah.
The aromas that come off most treehouse beers I've ever had would just blow you away.
Well, you can smell it when you crack the can.
I mean, that right there. It smells like a perfect hazy beer.
Want to find out?
I do.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, you too.
Cheers. Oh, so let me tell you, there's that fruity melon flavor that I like from Treehouse.
Yeah, that melony, I think yeast driven from the esters off the yeast with the hops.
I don't know
I think it's off that melon.
what it is that Treehouse does so different from everybody else, but on so many of your beers you get that big melon burst, like right off the bat. Melon.
That's very tropical, very citrus, not overly soft, but still not bitter. Like, I'm not really sensing any hop burn that you get on some of them once in a while.
No, but it's bitter enough. Some of
It's
the beers
got-
you get are so soft you get no bite.
It's got
no
a slight
bitterness.
back end bitterness on it.
Yep. That first thing I get on the tongue is the melon, though. I don't know. Would that be the stone fruits? Like, I don't know. What's
I think the melony flavor, to me, I think it's their yeast.
and what do they use for yeast in this?
I don't know. They have their own
They have a house yeast.
house yeast, yeah. Which I think they have one of the more expressive yeast of any brewery that
Absolutely.
I've run into.
So I don't know if you've ever been to Treehouse. We went to the Canton location over the weekend, and what a gorgeous location. Just the outside setup is just beautiful.
That's
it's
great.
huge and it's just so nice.
Oh man, I don't know if it's as good as I remember it, but it's awful good. I've had it at times when I can't believe it. But it's also only a week in the can. Sometimes these are better 2 or 3 weeks in the can a lot of times.
I don't know. That's super fresh and that's super tasty.
What all you get off that on the flavor besides melon?
Like I said, I get the melon right up front. That's the first thing I get when it hits my tongue. And then I'm getting kind of like a tangerine, maybe some pineapple. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But so with my palate, I'm getting so much of a melon burst that it's hard for me to pick out anything else. And I think, like we've said before, everybody's palates are so different. You may be able to pick out certain fruits. For me, it's just that huge melon that I really, really like in the Treehouse beers. And I think that's what sets them apart from everybody else.
Yeah. To me, it comes across citrusy and tropical. It's a really good beer.
Yeah.
I'm not finding this as good as I have in the past.
No, I have.
It's not blowing me away like it has in the past. But it's very good.
I can already tell you what I'm rating it.
All right, well, what's that?
It's a 5.
A 5 beer from Stefani. It's
All
always
day
been a
long.
5 for me in the past.
So we had 3 pours on Friday when we went to the Canton location. And they were really good. But I was almost a little disappointed because in the 3 beers that I chose, I didn't get that melon like I had remembered from the Treehouse beers.
But
This
you got
I
it on
do.
this one.
I did, yeah. I mean, they were good. They were good beers, but it wasn't what I was looking for and what I remembered the Treehouse beers were from last year. This is.
Well, today I'm going to give this a 4.5, which is still a really good score, but it's not the 5 that I've rated it in the past. It's just not hitting the way I remember it.
And like we've said several times.
Almost too much melon flavor for me.
Beer tasting is subjective. So what my palate gets is different from what your palate gets. What I really look for in a beer is different from what you really look for in a beer. And I think that's how come that's why sometimes like the ratings. We saw a rating a while back, and the girl who put the rating on said she didn't like, it was like Pilsners or Lagers, so she gave it a low score, which I don't think is really fair. If you don't like that style of beer, I don't think you should rate the beer.
I feel anyone can rate anything they want.
That's absolutely true, but I just don't think you get a fair snapshot of a beer. You know, for me, I'm gonna rate this Treehouse a 5. If I had a Pilsner or a Lager, which I've learned to like them, I'm not gonna rate it. It could be an amazing beer for that style of beer. I'm not gonna rate it as high as what you would. You know, does that make sense?
It does.
But this one is a solid 5 for me.
It's always been for me in the past. Ever since 2017 is my first check-in, so 5 years ago.
And I'm still getting as much melon on my tongue.
No, I take that back. 2019 I gave it a 4.5 too, so I don't always give it a 5.
That I'm still getting as much melon right on the front of my tongue as I was on the first sip. And I don't always get those flavors from the beer. After the first 2 or 3 sips, sometimes that kind of wanes a little bit. This doesn't.
No, the Treehouse beer seemed to stay strong throughout the pour. 286,000 people give this a 4.47, and 41 of our friends on Best Beers in Me. Add us if you want. We like to see what you're drinking and follow your journey as well. You can follow ours. 4.63 the friends give it. So 41 friends really like this beer. They scored quite high.
So you were actually closer than I was on my score, but this is just what I'm looking for.
Once again, it's not a quiz.
No, I understand. I'm just saying you were closer to what the average was, but this is really what I'm looking for.
So there it is, Haze. This was our only can. Some we got more of. We have many very hazy, so you'll be seeing that coming up.
He works Saturday. I may make a trip back to Canton on Saturday
I'm sure you're
to get a few more of these.
It's only a 6.5 hour
Yeah,
drive
it's
from our
worth
house.
it.
No big deal. Batch of Haze, it says. Again, canned a week ago. To me, probably 2 or 3 weeks in the can would be even better. That's just my palate and my opinion. I have a lot of Treehouse, and especially Trillium beers. They got to hang out in the can a while.
So here's the deal. We brought enough home so that probably a few of them are going to hang out in the can for 2 or 3 weeks before we get to them.
Probably some will hang out in the can 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. But that's the thing about Treehouse beers. They seem to hold on. They hold up. You know,
The Treehouse Hazy beers, I think, hold up better than probably
too.
any brewery
So
as far
last
as
year-
making Hazy IPA.
last year, 3-4 months out from the canning date, we were still having them, and they were still
they were
really
tasting
good.
great.
Yep.
So there you have it. If you had Haze, if you had Treehouse, let us know. Hit us up in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and all that stuff.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell. That's right. Do the things. We're on to another. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Whole John. That's exactly what I've been looking for.